Hello girls, in the last class I gave the study material on South America. Let me just quickly recap it. So we have to do South America. We all know that it is the fourth largest continent in the world after Asia, Africa and North America. If you see the shape of South America, it is elongated triangle with the base which is tapering. The southern tip of South America is known as Cape Horn. When we see the location of South America latitudinally, it is 12 degree north to 55 degree south. That means the extent of North America latitudinally, that is from equator, it is 12 degrees to the north of equator and 55 degrees to the south of equator. When we see it longitudinally, that is from the 0 degree prime meridian, it is 35 degree west to 81 degree west. Now you must be wondering why both the things are in the west, because it lies in the western hemisphere. So it is from 35 degree west of prime meridian to 81 degree west of prime meridian, right? Now when we see that this continent has river Amazon, which is covering a large area. It is covering along 640 kilometers, right? And this river is crossed by a very important line of latitude called equator. Then there is also Tropic of Capricorn that passes through Rio de Janeiro, which is near Cape Town. Now further moving, we can see that when we studied North America, we remember Isthmus of Panama, which connects North America to South America. So here it is written, which connects the continents to Central America. Now the Central America was Mexico and the lower countries, Panama and other small nations, they were known as Central America. So that is why they have written that this Isthmus of Panama connects South America to Central America. When we see the water bodies that are surrounding South America, they are to the, if you see, we have the Caribbean Sea, which is to the north. We have the Pacific Ocean, which is to the west, right? So these are the major water bodies, and the Atlantic Ocean, which is towards the east. So these are the major water bodies that are surrounding South America. In globe, if you see, South America looks this way. It is more or less triangular in shape, tapering towards the south. This is the isthmus that joins the Central American countries, which are further connected to the Northern American countries. Now coming to the map, this is what I showed you in the last class. I gave you to go through. The largest country is Brazil, which has a number of countries which are surrounding. Peru is having, this was the question I asked you, the southern waters of the Peru, they are the South Pacific Ocean is found on its west. Another large country is Argentina, and you can just go through the names of the countries. We will not be learning them. We will be doing direct map study, in which I will be giving you a map to find out which country lies to the north, south, east or west. So you do not have to learn the names of the countries and capitals. You must know where they are, because we will be directly doing it from the map, instead of I making you learn them and then do. Now when we see the political divisions, there are 12 independent countries, and there are 2 countries which are dependent on the United Kingdom and France, right? So the 2 independent countries are French Guiana and the Franklin Islands, which are under different rule of under different countries, that is France and British. Now today basically we wanted to start with the physical features, so this was a brief recap. So despite that the continent of South America is quite large, The coastline is very short because the coastline is very straight. It does not have many curvatures. So the coastline is short compared to the size of the continent. If you see the mainland, it is divided into 4 major divisions in the form of physical features: the western coastal strip, the western mountains, the central plains, and the eastern highlands. So when we see the western coastal strip, it is basically a narrow strip of plain land lying between the Pacific Ocean and the Andes Mountains. Let us see it in the map. Now this is the western coastal strip where I am moving my arrow. So it is between the Pacific Ocean and the mountains Andes. The brown color that you can see is mountain, which is known as Andes. It starts from the north and goes to the south. If I reduce the size, I can show you the complete map. Right, I think now it's quite visible. So here you have the South Pacific. These are the mountains which are called Andes, running from north towards more or less reaching the southern part. And the place which is known as the plain is between the Pacific Ocean and the Andes. Going back to the text, I'll once again try to recap what we were talking about. We were talking about the western coastal strip. I'll try to enlarge it so that it's easy for you to understand and see. Okay, now, so it's saying that the length is of this western coastal strip is extending from the north to south, and it is widest near Peru because it's a strip. Why we call it a strip? Because it's very thin. So it is widest near Peru. Let us see. So this is Peru here, and it is written here. So it says it is widest near Peru, and else it is very thin. That is why we call it a strip. Let us move ahead and see. So the width is average width, if you see, is 15 kilometers, but near Peru it is about 80 kilometers. And in this we have a desert also which is lying in this region, that is known as the Atacama Desert. What is the name of the desert? Atacama Desert. This we will have to mark. It's in the syllabus, so we will be marking this desert. Okay, and it is lying on the coast north of Chile. Let us see. It is lying here. Atacama Desert is lying to the north. Let me increase the size of the map so that it's easy for you to see. So this is Patagonia Desert, and if you go further north, you will find Atacama Desert here. Now going back to the text, let us come to the next physical feature. After western coastal strip, we have the western mountains. The western mountains means these are the mountains which are to the west. Just now I took the name Andes, right? So the western mountains are known as Andes. They are young-fold mountains, and they are about 7,200 kilometers long, which is one of the longest chain of mountains in the world. And the height is about 3,800 meters, which is quite lesser than the largest, the Himalayan mountain range that we have, the Great Himalayas, right? And it is also known as the Cordilleras of Andes. Why it is known as the Cordilleras? Cordilleras word means mountains. Cordilleras of Andes means mountains of Andes because there are several ranges. There are a number of ranges which are running parallel, right? And along with it, we also have intermountain plateau. Now, intermountain plateau, children, means plateaus which are between the mountains. So there are two mountains. In between, if there is a plateau, then we call it an intermountain plateau, right? So we will be doing important bits only which we need to understand, and when I will give you the theory part of it, I'll highlight it and send it to you. Next time I'll just highlight. When I'm putting it in the class material, I'll highlight the content that are required to be more emphasized on. Okay, now let me show you how the way these Andes are. I'll just draw these Andes for you, and let me reduce the size also. So these are your Andes. I'm drawing for you here, if you can see. These are Andes, right? I will also draw it on a plain map, so that this is the plain map of South America, and I will just draw it for you so that you can see. I would like to change the color. I'll take brown color. The mountains are of brown color, so I'll just draw Andes for you. And for a mountain, you must always use a brown color, and the line that you draw should be thick. That is why I'm drawing a very thick line. These are your Andes. Okay, right? Can you see these mountains? This is the main range of Andes which is there, and apart from this, you do have some other parallel ranges. So basically, we need to do only one mountain range which is in the syllabus, which is Andes. So no need to stress on further things. We'll just do this particular range. Now coming back to what we were studying here, and I'll just start with the text where I was discussing about the Andes. They are also known as Cordilleras, and we discussed that these Andes have a very long length, about 7,200 kilometers. Now it also has one of the highest it is also one of the highest mountain ranges, and there are about 50 peaks which are more than 6,100 meters. Along with this, there are a number of mountains which are volcanic in origin. You know volcanic mountains? Mountains which are created by volcanoes. So they are volcanic mountains, right? Now let us move further. Let us see, is there still some volcanic mountain? Yes, there are some dormant, and there are some still active volcanic mountains which are there, out of which one is Mount Chimborazo, next is Mount Cotopaxi, another one is Mount Kembe, and next is Mount Aconcagua. These are the mountains which are there. These are all which are volcanic mountains. Okay, and the highest peak which is there is Mount Cotopaxi. It is an active volcano of the world. So this mountain is an active volcano. Right? So that means active volcano means that it can erupt any time. Right? This is the highest active volcano in the world. I hope I made it very clear. So there are different things that we will not be touching these. We'll come to the lake, which is again in the syllabus. So there are two lakes which are there. One is Lake Titicaca and Lake Poopó. These are the two lakes which are there. And when we talk about Lake Titicaca, it is the second highest lake in the world. Right? It is the second highest lake in the world, and that is why it has a lot of importance, right? So let me go further. What is there in the syllabus? I'll just highlight that. For next is the Central Plains and the river basin. So the major river basins which are there is the river Amazon, Orinoco, and river La Plata. All these three are there in the syllabus, and we will be marking them. Let me go back to the map and show you the river. So this is your Amazon river, right? And if I go further, I think this map does not show clearly. I will put another clear map so that you will be able to see the three rivers, and I will also mark them on the map, right? So the three major river basins is Amazon, Orinoco, and La Plata, right? So Amazon river is a very large river, but in the world it is the second longest river of the world. The first is Nile. River Nile is the longest river. Okay, so it is formed by melting of ice, and therefore it has large amount of water which is there, and it is running through a very large forest, and this is a very large rainforest which is known as the Amazon rainforest.